We've talked about trade a bit in the macro sense. Can you focus on Little Rock and what the steel and aluminum tariffs impact has been in your hometown?
Yeah, so retaliatory tariffs are across the country. That's why this makes this trade discussion so important to American consumers and citizens. In Little Rock, we make the steel belts and steel belted radial tires in Conway at Tocosin, and we have other plants in Pine Bluff and Fort Smith as well. That steel rod that's spun into the steel belts is made outside the U.S. We don't make that product in the United States. And so that will raise the price of steel belted radial tires. It will make those companies in Fort Smith and Conway, Arkansas, and Pine Bluff potentially uncompetitive, and they will lose business and could lay off jobs. So that's an example of across-the-board steel tariffs. You can apply for an exclusion at the Commerce Department, John, but there are 20,000 companies asking for an exclusion and only 6 employees down there working on it. So that's why I say we have to work together between the legislative branch and the executive branch.
What's the role of a congressman in those applications for exclusions? Are you over there chatting with those folks at the Commerce Department, trying to get your folks at the head of the line?
No, you can't do that, but we are certainly trying to advocate on behalf of all of our constituent companies about who to contact at Commerce Department, how to communicate with them, try to get their applications in a timely way and provide them constituent service. But that's a big issue. And then our farmers in Arkansas, particularly our soybean farmers, about 30% of our soybeans are in the export market for China. China's the largest buyer of soybeans, so they have retaliated with the tariff and cutback orders on soybeans during this dispute, and so that's hurting American agriculture here in the short run.
If this dispute goes forward, if these tariffs go forward, what are we talking about potential job loss just in Little Rock and in your district?
Well, I would think if it continued for a sustained period of time, you could have several hundred jobs lost in Arkansas connected to intermediate goods manufacturing that uses a partial imported product to make a good that's sold in America or export it. And that's the challenge here. That's why I think tariffs are too blunt an instrument when used across the board. They have to be used very selectively.